Now, if you're dealing with agents or building one, you may have seen these acronyms everywhere. ADK, MCP, A2A, UCP, AP2, A2UI, AGUI. This is very confusing. Now, MCP and A2A, you probably already know. But the other four and how all of them work together inside an ADK agent, that's what this video is all about. I'm going to take one ADK agent, start with nothing, and then add each protocol one at a time. And then I will show you how all of these things are connected and actually work. Now, let's start with ADK, which is Agent Development Kit. This is Google's open source framework for actually building multi-agent systems. You define your agents, your tools, your workflows, all in one code. But an agent by itself can only do so much, right? It needs to connect to data, talk to other agents, do transactions, get approvals, sometimes show real UIs. That's where the 6 protocols come in. Each one gives your ADK agent a new capability. Let's talk about Model Context Protocol or MCP. You probably already know this one. Your ADK agent needs to check what's in stock, real inventory data from a real database. Without MCP, you're writing custom tools for every data source. With MCP, your ADK agent discovers and connects automatically. We'll see this live, the agent connecting to BigQuery and querying real equipment inventory. Next, it's A2A, which is Agent to Agent Protocol. So now your agent knows, let's say that you're low on laptops, but it has no idea what they cost today and when a vendor can actually deliver. That's not your agent's job. That's a different agent's job. Maybe built by a different team, running on a different server. A2A is how your ADK agent discovers these remote agents and collaborates with them. We'll see this live again, the procurement agent discovering and talking to a pricing and a logistics agent. The third one is UCP, which is Universal Commerce Protocol. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's say the price looks good. Time to actually place an order, but Dell has one checkout process. Lenovo maybe has another, HP has a third, and we are ordering laptops, right? So UCP standardizes this entire shopping flow, add to cart, checkout, all of that done in the same pattern, and think about it as any vendor. We'll again see this live, the agent building a cart with 50 laptops, 50 monitors, and checking it out very easily. That brings us to AP2, which is Agent Payments Protocol. Now, let's say the order costed $142,000. Your agent cannot just spend that, right? Who authorized it? What's the limit? Which vendors are approved? AP2 is the trust layer. The IT director says, I approve up to 150K only from these specific vendors, and this approval expires on Friday. The agent attaches that signed authorization to the order. If it goes over budget, it will stop and then will confirm. We'll again see this live. So that brings us to A2UI and AGUI. These two protocols work together. A2UI is agent to user interface. So the order is placed, but your ADK agent just returns text. Order confirmed, 50 laptops, let's say $82,000. That's fine for a terminal, but not for a real user. A2UI lets your agent compose a proper procurement dashboard, an order summary card, a budget progress bar, a delivery timeline, all dynamically generated. And AGUI, which is Agent User Interaction Protocol, streams it all to your screen in real time as it's happening, not after it's done. We'll see both of these live, the agent building a streaming and interactive dashboard. So that's the plan. 6 protocols, 1 ADK agent built incrementally. By the end of this video, you will see an agent that can query real-time inventory from BigQuery, talk to specialized agents, place real orders, authorize payments, and stream an interactive dashboard. And more importantly, you will know exactly which protocol to use and when. A quick disclaimer, all opinions are my own and do not belong to my employer. With that, let's get into it. So here is the scenario, right? We just hired 50 engineers starting July 1st. They all need laptops, monitors, and headsets, and the budget is around 150,000. And this budget is only for approved vendors. Now, think about what that actually involves. Someone has to check what's in the inventory or what's already in stock. Someone has to get pricing from different vendors. Someone has to place the order. Someone has to approve the spend. And someone has to show the leadership team a dashboard of what happened. So that's five different jobs. And that's exactly what our individual agents are going to do, one protocol at a time. So you can see here, I'm in anti-gravity, which I used in order to create this. And I've created individual demo folders, which will add individual protocols. So the first one is around MCP, and I will get into the individual demos, but you can see that every demo has an additional protocol added, right? So the MCP, A2A, UCP, etc. What I also did was I set up a database. In this case, I'm in BigQuery. And here you can see that this is the data that I already have. So you can see the name of the product, the SKU, the category, the price, in stock, is it a preferred vendor or not? So all of these details are actually in BigQuery. Okay. Now what we will do is we will start with MCP, where if I just ask a large language model, like I want 50 laptops, it wouldn't know, right? So it absolutely needs an access to a tool. And in this case, it is going to be BigQuery. And that is what we have provided here as a tool to the agent. And that's what is the first definition of what an MCP does. So we'll see this in action. So for that, I'm going to get into the terminal and go into my first folder, and I'm just going to run ADK web, which should open up the dev UI for ADK. And here you go. And now I'm going to ask this particular question, which is, can you check our inventory levels for laptops and monitors to see if we have hit any reorder thresholds? Now, if the large language model did not have access to BigQuery as a tool, this is obviously going to hallucinate. But you can see that it is now actually going ahead and executing. And we can see actually like everything in detail over here, right? So this is the procurement manager. It is now executing this. And you can see that the BigQuery tools actually provides all of these different sub tools as part of that MCP. And there you go. You can see that very quick answer. The following equipment needs to be reordered as their stock levels are below thresholds: Apple Mac, Dell Latitude, and Dell Ultra Sharp 27 monitor. So this is fantastic that you can see here. This is a clear response of what an MCP was able to do. You can also see that this is the function call that they have done, and you can also see the declarations and stuff like that, right? All of this came because of the MCP connection over here. So that was the first demo that I wanted to show, which explains how MCP functions with ADK. So that was our MCP. Our agent can now read real inventory data from BigQuery. But here's the thing, knowing what's in stock is only half the problem. Our agent has no idea what these laptops actually cost today or when a vendor can deliver them. If I ask a standard AI, right, like for a real time market quote or shipping logistics, it is either going to hallucinate a fake answer or tell me it can't browse the internet. We don't want a single massive AI brain trying to do everything. It's not secure. It is not scalable. Instead, we actually want a society of specialized agent. And that brings us to agent protocol. All right. So for that, I'm back in anti-gravity and I'm going to run the second demo. And here you can see that I've got two different agents, which is the logistics agent and the pricing agent. So here you will see that I've started both the servers. So these agents are running like A2A is where two agents are talking to each other. So there is this pricing and logistics agent. And then I'm going to run this particular agent, which will ask the question. So here is the agent. I'm going to select the procurement app. Procurement app by itself doesn't have this answer. So I'm going to ask this question. I need to purchase 50 Dell Latitude laptops. Please invoke your A2A tools to consult both the pricing and logistics department and give me a combined summary. So now you can see that it is going to ask the pricing agent as well as the logistics agent. And this is only possible because we have made all these three agents A2A enabled. And here you go, you see the answer over here, which is the summary of both of this. The summary is actually coming from those individual pricing and logistics agent. And that is the beauty of agent to agent protocol. You don't need your single agent to do all the work. And in practical experiences or in practical scenarios, every company or every vendor will have their own kind of agent, right? So you want your agent to talk to their agent, but not necessarily have all the functionalities built into one super agent. And that's exactly what this demonstration shows. So that was the second demo that I wanted to show. Knowing what to buy and how much it costs is great, but traditionally an AI has to navigate an HTML website like a human to actually click the buy button, right? This is extremely fragile and error prone. This brings us to demo 3, which is UCP. Instead of web scraping, merchants in the future will actually expose a machine readable JSON checkout API. We'll look into the demo here, but you can see now I'm back in anti-gravity, and you can see that I've got a procurement app, which is our agent, with a mock merchant, which will be the UI of, assume there will be a merchant, right? Here I've started the server for the mock merchant, and I have also started the agent. So we'll get into the agent now. And again, this is the agent which will talk to the merchant, right? So I'm going to ask this particular question. Please proceed with a live order for 50 Dell Latitude laptops through the Tech Debt Store front API. So this is the fake merchant which we have created. So now it is using the UCP protocol, and you can see again here, and going to place the order. And there you go. It has also given us a trace log, right? So the trace log is very interesting because these are all the different capabilities which UCP provides. And I've got a video on UCP as well. I'll leave a link in the description. But UCP has the discovery part of it. So think of the entire buying life cycle. So an agent needs to discover what's in your catalog. Then the agent needs to place an order. Then the agent needs to check out and then also get a tracking. All of that is possible through UCP. And you can see that this is an example demo of how you have an ADK agent which is UCP enabled, talking to a merchant's website and placing the order. There's no UI needed because the agent is talking to agent via the UCP protocol. So that was another demo. Let's get into the next protocol. All right, the final piece, which is A2UI and AGUI. We've all seen chat interfaces. You ask a question, the agent writes a paragraph. But what if you need a real dashboard via the agent? That's when these two protocols do together. A2UI tells the agent to stop writing text and instead output a UI schema, cards, progress bars, columns, etc. And AGUI will actually stream that to your browser in real time. Again, I've started the server here in this particular demo, and I'm going to get into the UI over here. So you can see here is a question that I'm going to ask my agent. Can you show me the procurement dashboard here? So agent is now thinking, and this is the stream that agent is generating under the hood. So I just created it so that we can also see what is the agent seeing behind the scenes. But then you look at the output. This is what you or we as users are going to see on the outside. So this is possible via the agent to UI protocol as well as the AGUI protocol, which actually streams the dashboard live. And that is what I wanted to show, like 6 different protocols. We went through MCP, we looked into A2A, we also looked into A2UI and AGUI, and we also looked into the payment protocol, which is UCP, right? So you can now see that with all of these protocols, we are actually making the agent that we built using Agent Development Kit super powerful. I hope that these demos made it easier for you to understand the value of each individual protocol. Do let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. I tried my best to consolidate all of these protocols in a short packed video along with some demos. But if you're interested in a specific protocol where I should go deeper, please let me know in the comment section. I hope this was valuable. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. And for whoever who is new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button as well so that you can see these kind of videos in the future. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.